in the interest of mine and all of us, I think. It's a presentation that's going to be given from the professor, Dr. Pooyan Azadeh, if I'm pronouncing good, and it's about the Radif of Iranian music for piano. So, Professor, whenever you're ready, we are looking forward.
Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for this invitation and this presentation to give me this chance to present something about Persian music and Radif of Iranian music for piano, actually. And I'm assistant professor at the Iran University of Art in Tehran. And I did my PhD in Germany at Martin Luther University with the DAAD scholarship, German Academic Exchange Service, Deutsche Akademische Austauschdienst Stipendium scholarship. And then now I'm in Pooyan Piano Institute. Actually, my institute is special for piano. I was a student of one of the most prominent pianists in Iran. His name is Javad Marufi. Javad Marufi is a very famous pianist in Persian style. Actually, Marufi learned classical music and at the same time Persian music because his father was one of the most important Radif Dan in Persian say, means who knows Radif. Radif means modal system of Iranian music is categorized in 7 dastgah. 7 dastgah. Dastgah or maqam, maybe we can say mod or magam. In Iranian music, we have 7 dastgah, included mahur, shur, ras panjgah, humayun, mahur, shur, ras panjgah, humayun, chargah, segah, and nawa. These 7 dastgah is the main structure of Persian traditional music. And every musician has self-interpretation for his interpretation about this Radif. Actually, we have some very old tar player or sitar or santur player. They have also created his own Radif. But Persian piano's Radif, that's a Radif of Iranian music for piano, it is something new because piano came almost 150 years ago to Iran, to Iranian culture, musical culture, and they adopted as it came to Iran. Actually, originally piano came from santur. Santur is this dulcimer, say maybe in European countries, or in German say hackbrett. Came from this instrument from East, actually, Middle East, santur, and then changed it and developed it to piano, and then come back to Iran. And as piano came to Iran, they did some special techniques for piano. They create some special techniques to play traditional music with piano. But one of the most important things at the first was to change the tuning, because we have in Persian music, we have quarter tone. Quarter tone means microtone music. It's not the half tone. For example, if we play C and D, that's the one all, but half. But between half, we change the tuning for Persian music, for this Radif. We change the tuning to play this traditional Persian music with piano. For example, now I play one mode. It's dastgah shur, for example. As I told you, as I explained, we have 7 dastgah in Radif. In Radif, we have 7 dastgah. One of them is shur. And we must change and retuning 2 notes in each octave, almost. For example, I change the E flat to the quarter tone. For example, that means if we wanted to play the shur, we must change the tuning. If we must play to segah, for example, other dastgah, we must change the tuning of the piano. This piano is retuned to Persian music. I played some, in Fry metric music of Iranian music. I don't know, the sound is good or must be changed to sound for musician, this setting, or it's okay. Maybe we can change it to the sound for musician, maybe, or it's okay. If I play, you hear it clearly or not clear? Sound is clear?
Yes, it's okay, Pooyan. You can continue, please.
Okay, good. And in this music, we have some other ornament. For example, in classical music, if we play one tone, repetition from one tone, actually created some special technique. For example, this repetition tone as example. That is repetition of the tar or setar, Iranian tar, and riz. They say riz in Persian music. They play one tone and repeat it, and that's exactly comes to piano. But the texture of this music is some part is unison, but most of them is heterophonic texture. If you attention, I play two hands play the same melody, but it's not exactly the same. Some part play some ornaments, other ornaments. That is the reason they call that has some special texture, heterophonic texture, mostly. But we have also some other techniques. For example, in Charga, we use other techniques in this Radif. We talk about Radif of Iranian music for piano. This book. Other technique, for example, they came from the santur. It's a Charga. Charga is thus. It's not major, that's not minor. Absolutely. For example, this technique. For example, this technique also came from this technique of the santur playing with two mezrab. They play santur with two mezrab with two hands, but that came imitated to piano in this direction. That was the other dastgah of Persian music, actually. That also is very interesting because many pieces created in this mode in Persian music. But as I told you, Radif is the main tree, and some branch of this tree has its other name has. For example, Charga is the main branch, but has some small branch that came from Charga. that has some special other ornament and other tonic, actually. Or in Persian music, say shahed. Shahed means repeated, more in this step, repeated this tone more. For example, in Charga, as a one branch of Charga, Dastgah, one small branch is, for example, Zabol. It came in third step of the Charga. Charga is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octave. But 1, 2, 3 is betoned or accent, has some accent in this third step. And has some part is metric part, for example. That means some part is metric in Radif of Iranian music for piano. Some pieces are free metric or free metric, means we haven't any metr and some special exact part. That was one example of the Charga, but other Dastgah is Mahur. Mahur means major. It's the same to major. Major in music, in classical music, major. Minor and major. That's, for example, Mahur. Same to major, but also we have some other branch or gushe, Persian gushe.
Please stop share, Zetmir. Please stop share.
Some special gushe. For example, that is one of the gushes. It has some characteristic melodic. That came from the singing, actually. That is very important.
Sorry, Professor Azadeh, sorry to interrupt you. Jetmir, nëse po më dëgjon, vetëm ndaloje se e ke ndo punimin. Dërisa e Professor Azadeh. I'm so sorry, Professor. We just had some technical issues. You can continue. Thank you very much.
Good, thank you.
Mioshu.
Okay, thank you. That came from the singing. For example, in Persian music or in Turkish music too, we have some tahrir or some singing. These techniques came from the singing. And that's repeated to the piano. Da ha 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 ha, di ha ha. Look. For example, this part. Da da di da di da di do yo. Also came from the singing. That comes from this technique. It's like yodel in So the North Africa technique for singing, for example, that's repeated, that's imitated to piano. No, those comes here. But in Radif of Persian music, we have some elements of, in Marufi Radif, that's actually this book, as I explain it, now I explain it. That has some element from Western music, actually. You can find some element of Western music, European music. For example, arpege is. But some elements from the Persian music that came mostly from the singing, as I told you. In this Radif, we have 7 dastgah, as I told you, and some songs also is there. For example, we have some leads comes from some contemporary Persian composer. They also included this in this book. Radif means the collection of a lot of small, short gushes. Gushe means pieces. A lot of small, short pieces, but categorized in 7 dastgah, as I told you: Mahur, Shur, Segah, Ras Panjgah, Nawa, Chargah, and Humayun. That is included in these 7 dastgah. But for example, that's also some part is metric. But one of the difficulties and limitation for playing dastgah is if you change the piano to some microtones, you have some limitation. You cannot play all dastgahs. You must, through the playing the dastgah, you must change the tuning, because we have only 12 notes in each octave. But for dastgah, we must change the tuning because some dastgah needs other quarter tone. This subject is very new, as I explained you, to piano, I mean. But about the dastgah in Persian music, there are a lot of research in Iran especially. But about the piano, Radif of Iranian piano, that we haven't much research in this area. That is my first impression explained here, and I wanted to ask you if you have any question. That will be maybe better, because we can explain in some direction. If somebody have question, I'm ready. Sorry, I have a little bit cold. That was the reason I cannot speak very well.
No, it was very good and very interesting. Thank you very much. So now we are open for discussion. If there is any question,
may I? Oh, yeah. May I ask a question?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, Pooyan, thank you for your presentation and for your performance as well.
Thank you.
So the thing is, which I didn't understand clearly. So I'm not sure whether I understand correctly or not, but you said we changed some pitches on the keyboard or piano, and then we tried to achieve the dastgah, which is aim, let's say segah, or let's say charga. So in terms of playability, in terms of, let's say, transposition, is there any limitation according to your approach?
Yes, actually that's the limitation. For example, if I play segah, I think in Turkish music you have also segah, but maybe some part is different.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't know.
yeah. Exactly. We
Yeah.
have
For example,
Sega.
that's the segah in Persian music. As I see, I played the shahed or tonic is B flat. B flat change it to the quarter tone for
Yeah.
Sega. This, sorry. But if I wanted to play other Sega in other position, I must change the tuning because I use this for this Sega and this E flat too. We have to change B flat and E flat. I change these two keys to the quarter tone. That's also his quarter tone. But if I wanted to play, for example, Sega in Fa Sori or means F sharp, Sega, for example,
Yeah.
I must change the tuning. I cannot so very immediately play this Sega, other Sega. I can play Sega in E flat. Do you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I hear you. So I just want to make it clear as much as I can. So in Turkish makam music, so when we look to the comparative perspective, so we know that not only the whole tone division is different from Western equally tempered, 12 equally tempered temperament system. Moreover, we know that even the stretch of the whole tone in Turkish makam music is totally different from the current used Western whole tone through the scent dimension. As we know, and according to my measurements as well. So in most of the makam music, we use the whole stretch 203 cents, which is really interesting. But as you know, in Western music is just 200 cents. When you look to the so the thing is in Turkish makam music, when we attempt the approach as you did for the discuss, we also have to stretch the remaining part of the whole scale, let's say for the makam. Otherwise, you just only achieve just one pitch of the makam. So, and then it just like kind of, it just doesn't like sound really makam or let's say aimed mode. But what I from your playing, what I understand and what I came into conclusion, you also mimic Santur very carefully when you play. You really mimic the Santur when you play the deskas, let's say charga. I just listen and then you mimicked very carefully and then you just try to re-imitate the syntax of the charga. And then interestingly, it really like I felt that I listened kinda santur, like between santur and piano.
Yeah.
And then what do you think this playing technique or imitating this kind of syntax and then this kind of like a notation, does it help to your approach through the retuning or retempering the piano? Because as a listener, as I said, yeah, it doesn't felt really interesting, and then it really, I felt the important pitches or degrees when you played the charga, but what is striking for me is your playing style is also helping this feeling and perception. What do you think about it?
Actually, first from the notation, we use the Western notation for the writing this Radif. It's a very simple notation, but we have some special signals. For example, for this tahrir, as I told you, for example, do,
Yeah.
do. That has also a special signal, a special graphic, notation for these things, for this technique. But about the intervals, actually Persian, old music, traditional Persian music, also we haven't 200 cent. That's sometimes is more, sometimes is less. That came from the temperament system, from the Bach actually, that's the temperament system. That's we have to use it for piano too, but we change some keys. In each octave, almost 2 or 3 keys, we must change the tuning of the keys. And also in old music, traditional music, Iranian music, if we want to do that, actually, we wanted retune complete all these 80 keys of piano to the old system. That's our plan. I wanted to do that. And with this tuning, actually, it's very originally. That's a very, very traditional. Its sounds is very original. If I change the tuning, all keys, not only 2 keys in each octave. That's also is planned. But what was your question actually?
So the question was, so I know that the thing is, when we think about through the perspective of Western polyphonic music, Western traditional polyphonic music, as you know, nowadays, for example, I know that in Radif and in Makam tradition as well, when we try to play a mod or makam or daska, as we know that it is already very well established. It has very well established rules when you play, when you try to reflects the or to explain your listener whether this is a sega, whether this is a charga. So you know that this is a very long tradition, especially for the Eastern music. So nowadays, in Western tradition, also there is a really hot debate going on. They start to talk about the syntax term, which means actually, I don't know whether, how do you call in Persian or in Deska tradition, but in Makam tradition, we call it Seir. Seir. That means that when you play Hijaz or when you play Sega, there is a very well established rules, and if you don't do that, it's never going to be a sega or never going to be a charga. So you that we call this is very well determined syntax of the Makam music. And then Western music also started to talk about this. They said that we can't say to a piece, it is a major, just looking for the key or tonal structure. There is an like a sub construction that defines this is a major major piece, and then they start to call it as syntax. So when I listen your performance, my question was that your playing style and then your syntax, your say, let's say seir, your used deska approach and playing techniques such as trills or ornaments when you play charga, does it also, according to your opinion, does it also help that desgah feeling when I listen to your piano? Or no, you look this technique as a static approach?
Yes, yes. You know that Dasgah is some structure, and as you told, as I understand, it's Dasgah is some like a traveling is started from one gushe and then going up and then go down. Is depend on the Dasgah and depend on the level of the tone. For example, Daramad, we one. Introduction is like introduction. For example, in Mahur, comes from this first Stufe, in German say Stufe is first level, from the tonique. Do, si, la, si, do, sol, la, si, do, so, sol, do, re, do, si, do. It's around the first step. And the next bouche comes higher. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, around the third step. But in this, that's like traveling, is goes up and then goes down in each Dasgah actually. But the most important things is Dasgah has some, you know that Persian Dasgah, like Turkish Dasgah, is the same. All is in same atmosphere. And that's the same tonalität actually. But tonalität is the same, but the betonung of each level of the these scales or mode is important in Dasgah. I don't know. Do you hear me? Or?
Yes, we hear.
Yes, yeah. We hear you. Yeah, I understood, and it is really interesting. Just one more question, if I'm sorry for taking this time. So, within your approach, did you use any Western techniques like chords on a wide register range, or stick strictly to the middle register? So, is there any like specific approach?
You mean chords in context of the European music?
Yes, yeah. And did you use any Western techniques like chords or a wide register range, or stick strictly to the monophonic melody in a middle register and some kind of co-repetitions, or just like maybe other?
Yes, that's,
yeah.
we use some chords that came in this Radif. That came from European music. For example, that's the one Charmezrab. It's like minor, harmonic minor. That's the came from this chord, A minor. Dominant. Yes, it's chord dominant.
Yeah.
A minor, that's the E major. D minor, E major, D minor, A minor. That's also, it came, some part of this metric part came from the European music. I mean, harmonic things came from the European music, but we have some other Persian pianists. Is Mortaza Mahjoubi. Mahjoubi is very traditional and very, very traditional music. Has nothing element, not without any element of the European music. He play really very, very traditional. They didn't use the harmonic, Western harmonic in his playing. Only, yeah, that's Mahjoubi is actually is a teacher of Marufi. I'm a student of Marufi, Jawad Marufi, it's Radif, but his teacher is Mahjoubi. Mahjoubi is totally original and totally different, and it's very, very original. They didn't use accord like this. Absolutely, absolutely. Only used some octave, some fifth, fourth, and something like this, but didn't use the accord like these accords.
Yeah. So when you played the last Deska, the so dominant, which was like very similar to the as you used E major,
Yeah.
but I guess you have to develop another approach when you play Segah, because your dominant in the Segah will probably be different from the fifth degree,
Yes.
which will also create some different approach. So I guess you have like a modular approach when you play one of selected Segah, isn't it?
Yes, sure. It's not this Isfahan. That was Isfahan I played now. It's like minor is.
Yeah.
Minor.
Yeah.
Harmonic minor. Harmonic minor is this Dasgah Humayun, and subdirection is Bayat Isfahan. That's like harmonic minor, but it's not the same actually. You must change the tuning also for this also. You must change only one note in each octave is as a traditionally, but in this Radif it's not changed the tuning in this Radif. It's exactly the intervals is like minor, harmonic minor. But in Segah it's totally different, of course, yes. In Segah we cannot use the European Western classical influence for the accord. But Marufi tried, actually in this Radif also some tried to mix, some fusion in this direction, mix the harmonic, Western harmonic with traditional Persian heterophonic. They do that. That was actually the result of the Marufi and this Radif. This is this.
Yeah.
That is something between. It's not very originally Persian music. It's not very Western music. It's a very good combination of Western and Persian music for piano, and we're very practicable. And they can play anywhere. I played in my YouTube. I have one playlist in my YouTube channel. It's Radif of Persian music. I played it. You can look at it. I played and I changed it. I played my YouTube channel, I can say Pooyan Azadeh and
Yeah.
playlist of Radif of Iranian music for piano. Maybe I can share it later to
Yeah, would be really great.
know how it's cling, and that's you can see my hand and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I'm very,
the art of the Marufi was this very, very good combination of this Western music and Persian music to piano. That was the art of the
yeah.
Marufi
When
study.
sorry, Pooyan, but when I listen, so I am a big follower of the Persian Iranian music. So since my childhood, due to being because we live very very close geography, so we have influences among us. So
Yeah.
the yeah, for example, when I listen the arrangements of the Loris Cheknovarian,
Yes.
so I was I listened to Loris Cheknovarian, I was just 10 years old, and then it was a symphonic orchestra. It was a really just a recording, but I can. I had at the same time I had that symphonic feeling, but like, but it is my music as well. I was really fascinated when I listen, and then I know that through the years, Iranian music, Iranian artists, music artists always has been by musical in terms of their traditional, or when you look to the Tehran Conservatory, you just not learning the music, you learn the literature, you learn poems, and then you have really intensified education. Therefore, I think in terms of like fusion, because nowadays the idea of fusion is becoming very very debate about the, because people are trying to combine the different traditions into together. When you look to ethno jazz festivals, you can see, or when you listen to Tigran Hamasyan, or when you listen Peyman Yezdanian, you can feel that fusion. And then I guess Iranian music is one of the um, prominent example, and the longest example of this fusion approach. When I
Yeah.
see with your approach as well, therefore I do thank you for your presentation, for your approach, and for your exactly for the conversation. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, we have some also very famous composition. One of its name is Aminullah Hussein or Andre Hussein.
Yeah.
He lives in Paris in French, and he also has some combination of this Persian music. He played tar very well, and but he loved to combine and make some fusion. Aminullah Hussein also is a very good example of this fusion music for Persian and classical music. Actually, I played some pieces of Aminullah Hussein,
Yeah.
piano concerto, actually with the German Symphonic Orchestra, and also many of pieces, solo pieces. In actually, it's in my YouTube channel. You can find it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
You're welcome,
Hope
Pooyan.
we
Thank you.
see
Thank
other
you.
first present. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor Azadeh. And I think that you and Professor Altun have a lot to discuss also in the future.
Yes.
So this is why
Yeah.
this conference is served the best. I think that Professor Gvansta has a question also or something to add.
Yes, yes,
Yes, please.
Thank you for your brilliant presentation. But I think it was not only presentation; it was a mini concert with very important samples. And I do not have question. I have a little comment. In my childhood, I was listening to many weddings, at many feasts, and maybe family gatherings. When some when some members of this society, wedding society, or members from family were improvising something on the piano. And it was like the same you showed now. So now I know the origin of Georgian, how to say, entertainment music. It is Radif melodies. So Radif melodies in Georgia are still very popular and they were very popular during Soviet times. And it's not accident because Georgia was during some centuries also invaded by Persia Iran, Persia. So Persian influences are evident in piano improvisations in Georgia still now. So thank you very much. Now I know the origin of our, how to say, Georgian entertainment. It's Radif music.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, the improvisation is a very most important, make very important role in Persian music. Improvisation, actually, you can change it in. You know that's we can change one gushe or one radif in different direction. You can interpret it in different direction, but the same structure. You have the same structure, right? But you can improvise. That's also is some of the most important of.
Yes, because I
Persian
recognize
music.
some melodies from my childhood. The same, absolutely same, no changes. Thank you
Yes,
very
and
much.
it's the same
Thank
in
you.
Albanian folklore also, folk music. Yes, we have makamas also, and we had the same characteristics, and also the melodies are like if we, well, maybe in the future we can do a joint research together
Sure,
from
sure,
different
sure,
countries.
sure.
Yes, this is the
Actually,
beauty
I'm
of
here.
music. So
I guess, sorry, I guess, but Gwansa really touched very important topic about the Georgian music, because I know that nowadays I'm trying to study Armenian music, especially the relation between Persian, Armenian. Actually, I just combined everything to the Anatolian school as Anatolian school, because in Turkey, for example, we don't have, there's a really separation. We have Turkish arts makam music, which is actually palace music in the Istanbul, and then played and composed by the elitists. But within the society, there is we call that there is also Turkish rural makam music, which is really very close to Radif concept. Music uses 17 unequal temperament system. As you know, Radif also use, as far as I know, 17 tempered system. They have 17 pitches within an octave, but so I just tried to combine all different traditions such as Armenian, Iranian, Georgian, and the other things, these close geographies. And then the thing is, they really influenced each other
Yes.
beyond our imagination. And then the main character in this influence is Iranian music, interestingly. And and then I called, and then I also achieved some Ottoman times historical papers, and then, for example, interestingly, they also called the rural music as Anatolian school, and some of from the 18th century, some of Ottoman musicologists called it as totally influenced from by the Iranian music for the Anatolian school, which is really interesting. The thing is, Georgia Georgia has a different place because Georgia absorbed, for example, Armenian music, Azerbaijan music, Kurdish music, Iranian music. They just, especially through the Soviet times, they are still preserving that plurality in the Georgia, which is really interesting for me and really fascinating as well. Just I wanted to add it to Gwansa some perspectives as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Because when you were playing some melodies, I thought it was from Georgian family gathering music, entertainment music. So I recognized some melodies. The same in Georgia during weddings and during family gatherings. When, for example, 20 or 30% gathered in families when we had feasts in Soviet times.
Yes.
So I now I know origin. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Azadeh. I think really we have a lot of things to discuss also in the future because we find a lot of similarities.
Yes.
But at least there was the civilization, and from there everything started. So thank you for giving us
Thank you very much.
a very, very, very good perspective. So